She said, if you can't handle me spending weekends with my ex, maybe we're not right for each other. I replied, you're spot on. Then I accepted the job transfer to Singapore I'd been turning down for her. We'd been together 3 years, living in my apartment for the last one. Everything was perfect. Matching coffee mugs, Sunday morning pancake rituals, plans for a future together. Then her ex, Ethan, moved back to town 6 months ago. At first it was innocent. Guess who I ran into at Starbucks? Zoe mentioned casually one evening, stirring her pasta. Ethan's back from Seattle. We caught up for like 20 minutes. I shrugged. Cool, how's he doing? 2 weeks later, she dropped the bomb. I'm joining this poetry club on Saturdays. It'll be fun to have a creative outlet. I encouraged her, obviously. I was that supportive boyfriend who wanted her to pursue her interests. But something felt off when she'd return home with no poems to share, just stories about Ethan's brilliant insights. It's just us right now, she explained when I asked about other members. We're reconnecting as friends. It's totally innocent. When Poetry Club expanded to Sunday brunches, I raised an eyebrow. When Friday game nights got added because Ethan's struggling with his mom's illness, red flags were waving frantically. Are you sure there's nothing more going on? I asked one night after she canceled our dinner plans to help Ethan organize his bookshelf. God, Alex, he's just a friend now. We dated for like 2 months 5 years ago. You're being paranoid. Her eyes flashed with irritation. Don't you trust me? Meanwhile, my boss had approached me twice about heading our new Singapore office. $140,000 salary, full relocation package, a luxury 2-bedroom apartment covered for a year, and career advancement that would set me up for life. Dream job territory. I declined both times. Zoe can't bear leaving her family, I explained, ignoring my boss's skeptical expression. Family ties are strong, he nodded, but opportunities like this come once in a career. Last Saturday morning, I woke to find Zoe in the bathroom getting ready for Poetry Club. Her hair freshly styled, a new skirt I'd never seen before, and that expensive Jo Malone perfume her sister gave her for Christmas, the one she said was too fancy for our anniversary dinner. Something inside me finally clicked. I leaned against the bathroom doorway. That new ramen place on 4th Street got a write-up in the Tribune. Want to skip poetry today and try it? My treat. She didn't even look up from applying mascara. Can't. Ethan's prepared this whole analysis of Sylvia Plath.
You've been spending a lot of weekends with him lately?
She set down the mascara tube with a sharp click. Here we go again.
It just seems like, God, Alex, we've been over this.
Her voice had that edge that always made me back down.
Ethan's just a friend.
If you can't trust me spending weekends with my ex, maybe we're not right for each other. I studied her face, the defensive tilt of her chin, the irritation in her eyes. And for the first time, I didn't feel the usual panic at the thought of losing her. You're spot on. Her mascara wand froze midair. What? You're right. This isn't working. Her face cycled through a dozen emotions in 3 seconds. Alex, I didn't mean, no, you did, and you're right. I walked to our bedroom, grabbed my laptop, and composed an email I'd been drafting in my head for weeks. I'll take the Singapore position. Can start in 2 weeks. Zoe followed, still holding the mascara. What are you doing? Accepting a job offer. Because we had a fight? Because you just said we shouldn't be together. And I agree. I hit send. You should probably crash at your parents tonight. Or Ethan's. Up to you. Her mouth opened and closed. Are you seriously dumping me over this? You literally just suggested we break up. I was frustrated. You're being absurd. Tears appeared, but not sad ones. Furious ones. It's just friendship. Cool. Be friends. I'll be in Singapore. She grabbed her bag and stormed out. The door slamming so hard a framed photo of us fell and cracked. 20 minutes later, my phone lit up. Babe, let's talk. You can't end 3 years like this. Then I'll stop seeing Ethan if it bothers you that much. And finally, Alex, this is childish. I didn't reply. Instead, I started packing. 2 days later, Liam from my basketball league texted me. You okay, man? Heard about you and Zoe. Then BTW, you should see this. Overheard Ethan on the phone at the gym talking about his girlfriend Sophia who lives 2 hours away. He sent screenshots from Ethan's gym group chat from 2 months ago. Guys, this girl I'm seeing is wild. Her boyfriend thinks we're doing Poetry Club when she comes over. Even bought her a skirt she told him her sister gave her. I forwarded it to Zoe with one word. Curious? She called 15 times while I finalized my apartment sublease, donated half my furniture to Goodwill, and booked my one-way flight to Singapore. When I landed 24 hours later, I turned my phone onto 67 missed calls and one final text from Zoe. You're making a huge mistake. I never even liked Ethan that much. I smiled as the tropical humidity hit my face. Sometimes the best poetry is a clean exit.